straight into it, as obviously Heretics will be starting on the
there's a
defense.
replay! It jumped on his forehead. He was like, hang on a minute, where's that cut? Can we get that one more time? Where did it come from? No, okay, we're going into game.
Perfect, unlucky, mate. You.
It's like it hit me on the head. It just jumped out of nowhere.
This is definitely one of the delays of all time, but it looks like we are ready to go here. It will be map number 3, Bind. One which Team Heretics haven't played in forever, one that Gentlemates played just last week. It's essentially a best of one, and with Gentlemates basically playing for their VCT EMEA lives, it's a very important one.
Absolutely. Make no mistake, Gentlemates are in it to win it now. Mini showing how capable he can be, and as the Viper in this setup, very often you're going to see him away from the rest of the team. It's Prox instead this time, forced to control the short space as this attacking default once again begins towards the B site.
Heretics putting priority towards getting the long orb and well, utility there as well as they come back to Hookah to re-clear. At the same time, there's a little couple of players starting to stretch their legs from showers.
Like I said, fresh tape on this map. Heretics are so well prepared for this A finish, as it was against Foot, so they clear out all of the control in showers. Gentlemates previously opting to plant back site, and Kamek with the spike on his back might just be looking to do exactly that, but it's the fight on Boo that he's wanting to take first.
Just to note, there is still one player outside of showers, so I think Gentlemates want to go and finish on B. The players now know about it, but it's still Heretics to trade to an advantage, and that's 2 players to the good now.
And Benji potentially caught in a pinch here as well. Back to the wall of Hookah means he's a very difficult clear. The timing is on his own terms and conditions. Between Mini and Comeback, though, it's a 2 versus 4 situation. Benji only needs 1, if that.
Next to his wall, but does get caught. So, something in which Gentlemates can work with.
Now let's look at the retake. Where's it coming in from? Already a semblance of it from the attacker side of the map, traditionally, and as Comeback is getting ready to clear through elbow towards spawn, they have an idea of this, and such advantageous positioning. Mini really aggressive though.
Yeah, and he's not got a lot of health to work with either. Needs to be careful and not leave Comeback all alone. But as the players jump out, they're caught. Mini now left to his own devices as he tries to catch at least one clean fight. He won't get it. Heretics will win the first pistol on this map. I mean, it's the first pistol they've won all game.
Yeah. It's the second pistol they've won all game.
No, but it's the first pistol of that specific map. The opening pistol.
I suppose that is true.
I could have said it in a better way.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. We're learning here, as are Gentlemates. It was an attacking round which mutated after showing a lot of the same DNA from their opener against Foot, as I said, and Heretics looking pretty well prepared to deal with the different lanes of the map and extremity control, something which is so important on Bind, for those who are just getting familiar with it again.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Comeback has actually been forced on towards an outlaw with heavy shields. Unfortunately for him, every single player on Team Heretics have heavy shields, so there's nobody going to be within 1-shot range.
Nade set up to flush Gentlemates out of showers, but the orb has already been picked up. Grouping to send this A-ward. Default Viper wall, they can scale quite comfortably behind it, shifting up. No real information. Boo would be forced to face check.
Back in a flash.
It's into that outlaw that we highlighted.
Dash has been activated, and well, Comeback is going to be able to get the first here.
Gentlemates with ease making their way into lamps. Heretics giving that respect, dropping off, playing for a truer retake, and with Woot finding that kill and getting a double reveal. The players are behind the wall, unfortunately enough for him. Missed shots by both players. Woot finally getting it with a better fire rate and bigger magazine.
Yeah, it's a bit stinky in the end. Woot, though, knows what he needs to do, and there's plenty of delay here to try and deny the spike plan. In the end, Heretics will have 4 up and available for the next round, or 4 buys at least.
Yeah. You're wondering who it is that takes the hit. We saw Mini before happy to drop a gun over, and I think the case may be the same here. Nice opener from Comeback, and like the mini on our team was saying, the talent team, we need to see Comeback in hot form if there's any chance for this comeback to happen. I say comeback. It's a word that I keep thinking about because every single map we see, it's Gentlemates building up a lead from the defender side first, but the fact that Heretics have started here and found themselves in this position is a very big thing, because to add on one extra thing about that, it's the big talking point of Heretics before was always when they're behind, they stay behind. When they're in front, they stay in front. They have the lead early.
Vikaj needs to be careful as those players peeking into him. He's not really managed to get a lot of damage off. Instead receives a little bit, and well, Gentlemates will look elsewhere on the map.
Both Viper Orbs going down at the exact same time. The 3 players stacked up here, and sure, Benji low on Toxin, so...
But as many boos, Outlaw that was facing down, it's Comebacks instead who gets the kill, and now he's one off of his ulti.
And Mini Sheriff, no problems. What a shot! A flick onto Rians. Gentlemates 5 players strong, barricading the B site into post. Heretics will throw every last gun they have at this, but it is not all too much.
Yeah. And how do you even get past this first bit here as well, right?
Yeah.
Boo doesn't have any smokes to maybe go through in towards elbow, so it will be the exit game.
Gentlemates as well, sort of sending it mid-round here, where previously they had executed quite late. A lot of teams. Very strong utility combos available to them as well. And they would really like to get some of these ults online. It's Vekash to farm up the last couple of players. Comeback one off of the convergent path. That Outlaw has been striking to open up rounds. The last couple. Now.
And well, everybody getting found out by Gentlemates will allow those orbs to grow a little bit better right into this, and as you've already mentioned, Comeback's ulti being one off will point them towards that B long, where we look at Benji to try and deny the orb. He's actually taking a pretty aggressive angle on it, jump spotting him will be seen as the players now look to try and gain that space. Rien's taking a long line of sight, doesn't get the kill that he was looking for. Woot will elsewhere.
Such a big duel to win as well. The Prowler just reconfirming there is no Gentlemates presence outside of A, not least towards the Showers side of things. Rian's catches wind that there are a few players here, but not how many. It's the ult coming through now.
Yeah, the players now make their way, or try to at least, on towards the site comeback. Finding Rien's, and the players are starting to pivot, trying to make their way on towards A, almost denying Vekaj their life. And well, there's plenty of damage on these players if they try to get out of the choke. And well, Heretics are basically on a foot race.
They've already won. They've crossed the finish line. They are waiting for Gentlemates to arrive at the site now. All 4 players through short, they know they're here.
There's only one that's actually got the full health, and not clearing the corner is going to be a disaster now. As Heretics did have an advantage to get this over the line. Instead, no, it's back all even. Spike is down, and a post plant to work with.
No control for Gentlemates either. Nothing to work with.
Well, and you've got a late flank coming through. Benji Fishy, will he activate at the right time? Well, the sound has come up at the right time for the players, but they're still trying to get more space. They're still trying to get something in which they can work with, but catching Benji Fishy will actually give a little bit more safety. Woot on for the ace. One more to find. Denied. 1 versus 1. Up against Boo! And it'll be props to find it. A Red Bull clutch.
His performances so far had been called into question, but there is nothing more damning than a clutch in that situation. Such an advantage for Heretics back into the retake. The players all stuck on site. Woot tenderizing them. It was a 3 versus 2, and then in the 2v1, Prox finds his. He won one of these on Ascent as well. You're gonna have impact. That's one way to do it.
The big round to win, especially when there's a question mark with all the players being so low, right, going late in towards that site. And now Heretics, well, they're on an eco, and that's what Gentlemates get for winning that clutch. Although, there's a lot of bodies towards Hookah.
Sheriffs on Heretics. Comeback has found himself the upgrade to the operator, but again, Heretics will strike first in the round. Reans catches info on the B long play, and this time he's not going to show any hesitation. Mosh pit straight in, and another reaction from Heretics, trying to chase down Kamik as he makes his way out. I think it's Comeback they're going to catch here instead. 3 players.
Yeah, he's only going to be good for at least 1 kill, and that he is. It doesn't quite get the second. Tries to double dip, and that's not what you want to be doing at the same time. Gentlemates now look to try and take more space on A and give a little bit of breathing room for this spike to go down.
Once again, it's Mini lurking on this Viper, collecting extra space for the rest of his team, and calling the shots, the macro, so much easier when he doesn't have to focus on the group.
Yeah, well, now all the bodies are here for Heretics, and again, just to note, they are 1 player to the good. Cosmic Divide goes in from the attack, so that there is an easier line to hold. It is Sheriffs, and well, at a closer range will do more damage. No 145 tax, and we're even going to get the showstopper as well from Miniboo, and there's 2 players grouped up towards Showers instead. The ultimate goes elsewhere, on towards the spike. A tap still gets the kill onto Mini. I didn't think that was going to happen. What? I don't think this round was going to happen. It's Heretics clutch it from nowhere.
It's a pace safeguard thrifty for them, snatched out of thin air. From right beneath the feet of mates. I said, Heretics and Sheriffs, what could they offer? Comeback does a great job to get away with 1, but like I said before, it's those micro details. He looks for another, gets punished.
Do we have time?
And Benji locks in real quick, but they know that is a huge round to win.
That is. And, well, the Thrash is online in terms of ultimates. Remember, that Cosmic Divide being invested in the last round and not getting the value will also be pretty hard to be honest. But that's
not cleared.
Miniboo, not cleared whatsoever. The reveal was good. And Miniboo even goes hunting for the kill and gets what he was looking for. Gentlemates being prey. Looks like they could continue to do so as there's more delay coming through from the defense.
Comeback still has a full belt of utility here, though, to try and affect the round on the waylay.
Concealment.
Her talents are really suited at dive bombing into those difficult areas and being able to disengage at a moment's notice, but he will lead the task at hand towards B instead, where Benji is the solo anchor again towards the late stages of the round. Heretics should start to think about a rotation.
Happy to depend upon Benji, who we all know is good at holding these sites. It's his domain, it's his dominion, and unfortunately he's given it up. The crown has been vacated on the B site, and that spike will go down.
Right into elbow yet again. Benji still hanging around, just dictating the pace, holding the smoke, stopping any players from pushing through, but it's between Prox and Comeback. They are the ones that can really shift this in the favor of mates. It's Comeback, in fact, probably by himself now in elbow.
Mates are going to have to be fearless here as the players come through, and Vekaj gets all 4 players with his ultimate, but still traded out. A 2 versus 4 in which they need to clutch, and it's up to Comeback to give us something special, but just misses out. And now Heretics can put a little bit of daylight between them and Gentlemates.
Those last couple of bullets as well. I mean, Comeback in a Pacific jersey, you'd never see him miss those final few shots. Something slightly off. And now, out of this round where the tempo was set immediately by Heretics, Gentlemates need some composure. We're gonna call the first timeout of this final map before things start to slip too far away from them.
Yeah. Time to take a minute to think about things, take a breath, and I mean, it's time now to take a think about Heretics.
Sure. We'll go ahead and digest the numbers here in terms of their performances on this map. third best team on Bind globally, at least by win rate, 71%. And yeah, it's the tried and true. It's a composition which we'd seen pioneered throughout last year. Gecko, since his introduction, has been favored by a lot of teams. All the way back at the very early stages, it was the Sage, the Wall Plant, right? But now it's the Wingman instead to get that spike down and give you a little bit more freedom of movement in your post plants to be looking for those jewels when it is so heavy to that sense anyway, with the amount of mollies, utility that you have to throw down in those situations. But we haven't really seen that interplay all too much so far between the two.
The worrying thing for me now as we start to head into the next couple of rounds is we look at the economy state just for a moment, Hazza, and that Gentlemates are now starting to fall into a bad eco cycle, right? They're going to be on buy, then half buy, or full eco rounds. And well, Heretics, we've seen them before, right? When they're on these anti-ecos, how good they are at putting them to bed.
In terms of win conditions here, Mini has a pit. Put that up. Maybe there's half a chance. You take the air out the lungs of Heretics and play up close with Stingers. Comeback is one off of the convergent path, so that's why they're prioritizing this B long orb. The way that Heretics have been playing, they've fought Showers multiple times, but when it comes to B, maybe one player on an angle from deep sight, but that's about it.
Benji just looking to get the information and get out. Doesn't want to be hanging around for too much, and that's already why we see him drop it.
Work's cut out for him. The utility gives him a heads up, and this one way which he's been using with the orb is really nice.
My ultimate is ready.
He doesn't want to run through the toxins too quickly because he'll want his wall perhaps. Not yet knowing if the push is hookah, but it is just straight in the sight, and he deletes comeback.
Yeah, 100%. The ultimate not opted for, and well, the spike isn't even going to go down either, which is a disaster in terms of Gentlemates' future rounds. And Heretics, again, very professional and disciplined in dealing with that push.
As soon as we were talking about Gentlemates' potential win conditions coming through ultimates, Heretics are heading into the business end of their own ult cycle. Benji finding those kills, bringing up the pit. Orbital Strike, Thrash is there. One off the showstopper, and Woot not too far away either from his own Nightfall. So there is so much to be concerned of if you're Gentlemates.
If you're, to be honest, Hazza, though, if you're Gentlemates in the fans here, you need a little bit of hope, right? And for me, right now, there's not a lot to be hopeful of.
I suppose so. Like we mentioned earlier, 5v4s, that's an area where Gentlemates could look to deliberate, negotiate their chances, I suppose.
Tap of the orb, trying to bait with an audible, but it's not really worked. Still, the stack holds on towards B, and most importantly, Miniboos opt towards long.
Poison Cloud does mean that the Gentlemates players can walk out the side of it without being spotted, and the recall of the Nebula has also called that into question. Once more, executing from this area. A flashed Miniboo is one which no longer feels comfortable to stay on the line. Taken down inside of the Molly, but Heretics still have 3 players towards hookah. That's the strong side. All with Phantoms, ready to spray through this smoke at a moment's notice. Comeback trying to fight it. It's Benji with them both. And now twice the numbers. Oh, quickly equalized. Mini and Prox, one of them detained, but he's got onto the other side of the wall. The lip deleted by the orbital strike, and now it is just Mini out in the open. There is no chance. Rian's to claim him. And for all we talked of ultimates, they've been thrown at that round with Heretics coming out the better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big aspect of it, right? 2 ultimates invested from either side, and well, Heretics come out on top with still some in the back pocket, which will be heartbreaking for the French side as the fans still try to give a little bit of boost to the players.
Yeah. Look, you can't fault them. Trying to resuscitate this Gentlemate side who, even making it to champs if we're talking all the way for them to keep their spot, let alone ascension from playoffs, which does feel that much more doable. although improbable right now. Position the previous stage sells you short.
I think the saving grace for Gentlemates with this buy is the fact that it is bind, and it is close quarters, and there is 3 stingers in which to walk. Benny Boo just waits and uses his ultimate at the right time as Heretics confirm an advantage for the second half.
Yeah, leveling them there and setting us up for another gun round between the two teams. Looking at the play here, it was just util straight through the TP. This is something Mates did a lot themselves with the Waylay, one of its tools, and I have to say too, Comeback has done a pretty decent job at closing the gap to the site, and the light speed means that he can sort of path kind of however he wants because he gets both dashes.
Yeah.
However, we need to see a little bit more follow-up off of it because sure, he can blitz his way past that first line of utility from the Viper, but we need to see a little bit more here. And I think I preferred the slower rounds that they were playing where Mini was really calling them an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, as well, this is now what the second timeout used, I believe, as well. So, with that being said, it now gets a bit more worrying when we think about that second half, right? Because there's going to be no interjection from the coaches, no chance at being able to stop if Heretics are the ones who start off quicker and we end up in like a much worse deficit.
Yeah.
I mean, Heretics were able to do it, why not Gentlemates?
Okay. Look, I invite the possibility. As we said before, Gentlemates have dared to dream many a time. The run which they made with Team SBG all the way back in the French League until now. Oh, so straight into the round already without the HUD, but we'll get that fixed for you in just a moment. What I can tell you is that there is a flank coming in from Heretics nice and early. They've already pushed 2 players up through Fountain. Nightfall sent them packing. There's a serious problem on the back line.
Oh, and the players aren't even aware of it. The Nightfall not catching anything, so still hanging about here, Gentlemates. I mean, at the same time, Heretics right now, like what they've got what they came for. They've got the advantage, and now they're dipping off.
Yeah, and that's the way that you've got to play it, because all of this is eating into the time bank as well. Further grains of sand hitting the bottom of the hourglass as Gentlemates are slowly shifting their way back up to the spawn barrier.
The worst part about this is if you go towards the Gecko, on the attack side, he has no more utility to use. Really, it's just the wingman. See, exactly, which is not going to be great for trying to bust through the chokes.
How much utility gets committed here by Prox? Do they really want to send this execution, or is it just a fake? The wingman goes out, but without the spike in its hands. And with Prox's position in short, you can see the Gentlemates are looking to take the A site. It's a 4 versus 5 situation. They're a man down and there's just not enough time. 15 seconds. Finally, the next drop of blood hits the canvas and it's Kamek to release it. 2 more shots from him. Prox looking the wrong way. Trader players into Benji. And that spray's done it almost all by himself. Plant is just a mission impossible for Mini, as Mini Boo will finish it off for Heretics.
I mean, that's absolutely spectacular. The way that when you see Heretics bait for Benji and just being able to drop the spike on the floor right here, buying as much time as possible. And well, from there on, like, if you come off the spike and get the kill, the last remaining player on Heretics just runs away and you've won the round.
Like moonwalking into his utility round. I've never seen the astral form peak back turned before, but learn something new every day.
That's crazy work.
But I must say, Heretics are looking just as good as they did the last time we saw them on this map. And sure, you maybe call into question the fact that it's just been defender side after defender side all damn day. But we're also on a deciding map, and if you want to go off trends, Gentlemates, the amount of times they found themselves in this position and fallen short, it requires a Herculean effort.
That it does. And there needs to be a lifeline for that effort to work in the second half. And we're already, is just bleeding, hitting Gentlemates of any sort of life force. They're trying to pivot towards the B site, but the rotations are quick from Heretics. They're fast.
They've already got the setup here as well. Benji using his own orb to just play around with his food on the site. Devoured one at a time. Come back to close.
Always a chance.
The poster boy of the next generation of Turkish talent. Can he do it here? No. Revealed. Traced by the terror trail through the tube. It's Woot.
Last round in the half.
Put a stake in the heart of Gentlemate's chances. They've got one more opportunity on this half, Cairo, with plenty of ults to throw at it. But rounds like this just look a little bit too lost for my liking.
Yeah, and that's the worst part, right? And it feels like that as loud as the fans are being, it's the sound in the server that matters most, and right now Gentlemates have not got much of a response to how Team Heretics are playing. It's going to be a big ultimate round as it's the last of this first half, and there's plenty in the pockets of both teams. It's going to be a quick play through Showers, as we see right now Miniboo supported by Rienz try to burst through, and they've already got the kills that they were looking for.
Pit down on site as well. Plant's going to come in, but so much space kept held onto by Heretics.
Yeah, that there is, but Comeback's gone looking for more and got one for it. 2 versus 3, and it's in favour of the French side, but this could easily go away. Benji Fisher needs to try and clutch up. Close to the spike is his pit. Now he can maybe use that to work with, maybe beat out a peak, and as both players are basically fully disconnected. Vekaj low on health as well, but it's the time that's most important, and you know that Mini knows that. He wants to try and get the player off the spike.
Full stick!
And he's trying to go for it, but it's just a bit too cheeky. And Gentlemates will get that lifeline that we spoke about.
Another 9-3 half, not the first that we've seen. Defender-sided dominance is the headline for this game, as are the comebacks. Could there be one more on the cards? Gentlemates will take the stage, and we'll find out after the break.
One enemy.
Red Bull gives you wings.
For the first time in this series, Heretics lead at the half, and by a scoreline which separates the two by 6 rounds. Gentlemates onto this map had shown some of what they could do against Foot the other day, but with a tape in play and Heretics just looking so efficient in how they shut down many of these rounds, it's a ridiculous effort required to stoke the dying embers of their relegation campaign.
And interestingly enough, Team Heretics Fade Gecko comp made up 39% of all Biden comps played last year, which is extremely interesting. Always looking to try and innovate,
or just be most effective and create their own norms, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, even here, seeing Woot on the Fade, one of now a list of 9 agents that he has in his repertoire. Waylay debuted in the first map of this series. But 2 overtimes later, here we are. Another pistol round.
I need a stop.
Base defense starting with props, firing a couple shots down the length of short. Should very quickly be removed from position. Lamps under the Heretics banner as they move into post.
that spike being down and the space being taken, and you've got to be looking at Benji playing late through showers, being
Cleared.
spot out.
Yeah, that's huge. Benji on a dime though here needs to try and take some of the fights. His Sheriff's been so good this stage. But it's not the shots he was looking for. Down to 10 HP, the health pool on Heretic starting to dwindle as mates begin to work on that spike defuse. Mini's hands are busy. He's going to hold the line the entirety of the way through. The rest of the mates have got his back, and between the two controllers, they keep the tempo even.
And the big thing about it is that's the way you want to start your comeback, right? With a pistol round, with the anti-eco, and hopefully a convincing bonus.
Seeing here as well just how that Waylay utility looks on defense in the retakes. We know that Gentlemates like to burst back in together. It was a missed molly actually. I believe it bounced off the wheel or something.
Yeah, but I also think that molly was far too late anyway, so I don't think it would have stopped the defuse coming through. Again, another post. Oh, well, Kamek has no head.
When Comeback did it, it brought Gentlemates to a post plant, one which Heretics were able to retake convincingly. And here, Vekaj has the monopoly on information. He will begin to work his way towards short and claim further knowledge about what the setup for Heretics looks like. They are building their forces outside of B, taking it from long side, and there is no second layer. No second option, I should say. They can't go A. It's an all-in.
Have to.
Oh,
It's definitely not, and now there's that Gecko flash missing out. The Dizzy, it does at least grab one, but Mini playing in front of the utility, looks to try and collect all the players, and he makes it look easy.
little bit of missed utility perhaps. Oh my god, what's going on? I don't know.
Hide and seek.
Yeah, perhaps.
Here's a peekaboo right here as Miniboo gets the entry into the round, and I mean from here just a shooting gallery. Mini just trying to warm up into the second half.
Let's go.
Keeping the energy up, one step at a time. Come back now with the Outlaw in his hands. Starting off towards A, using the light speed immediately, getting on top of Truck. How proactive do mates want to be here though? We saw Vikash walk the whole way up. He's managed to take the orb this time. They walk the line. There is balance to this.
Yeah, don't want to be too aggressive. Don't want to give anything away to Heretics and allowed into this round.
Especially when you have come back in that position.
Yeah. That site could feel like a house of cards sometimes.
As soon as he takes this first shot, Prox has the Astral Star in play, ready to project a Nebula there and
Spike drop.
give him a little bit more cover. So as we say, the setup is mostly for the A side for Gentlemates. They have 3 players stationed here currently. And he does still have the Viper Wall, and there's been...
Oh, I wonder, is Heretics right now thinking about potentially a late pivot through the TP? I mean, with all that utility expended, it's maybe trying to fake out, but I don't know about that that position.
This is a B execution, especially with Rians now pathing through the cave to support the rest of his team. As I said, Mini still has the snake bite. There's a mosh pit here as well. They can stall out as long as those toxins will last. Astra utility arriving too. 20-second mark hit. Finally, Heretics needing to make a move. Miniboo at the front of the queue, taken down by Kamek with his Sheriff in hand. Has to get this spike plant in, and Vekaj up so close with the Stinger, could play to deny it, but shot down with an even trade. 3-on-3 mates still without the weapons.
Yeah, I mean, Comeback still has that refract, so he can take that first engagement and get out, but there's still more utility that the attack have to delay, and that's through that last smoke used.
Staving off this push. Elbow still out in the open air. Comeback forced to hold on this angle as the rest of his team group up to make the play. Kamek, empty utility belt. No chance for an easy defuse here. You've got to go right under the nose of Heretics and the watchful eye of Boo. Calling the shots. Commander-in-Chief. It is comfortable for them to take 10.
Yeah, double digits now. They're within touching distance in sight of that final round, but they will be taking. I'll take a few to get there. Yeah, overall, nice in the end. Gentlemate's doing well to keep it close and make it interesting.
Amazing,
again,
boys. Benji, good job, baby.
Okay.
It's just the experience shown in that post plan.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe that's what it takes to get to a grand final. Just have a flourishing relationship between two of your players. We've got Boaster and Crashies. We've got Benji and Rians. I know there are probably a few Cats fans around here as well. But
Yeah, that's true. But they haven't made a grand final, so...
let's not fan the fire anymore. 10-5 as it stands. Heretics in a position of power, one which could continue to creep in their favor. When you look at the money of Gentlemates, this one simply has to land. You've just not got enough opportunities to make this comeback feel real.
Still slow. No audibles given away, but finally will be through that Prowler. Comeback, still reserved in his positioning.
The shoulders, the 18-year-old again. He has risen to the task so far in this map, but the plant has been slowed at the very least. Now position revealed, Vic has dropped. It's really just come back in a position right now where he can challenge Heretics. The horn coming in.
You know, Prox just wants a time and he wants a chance to bust out from the smoke.
All of them do. It's a powder keg backside, and Gentlemates are finally ready to play. Here is Prox onto the bench, sits down 2 players, and now they've got numbers. It's back towards B and a huge 1 versus 1. Kamek looking to find Miniboot. Decade all the way down. He just needs 1, but can't buy the time. The rotate's coming late. The spike is in, and we're all even.
That's where we are, and there's no utility left for the attack. So right now, they have to depend on gunfights and playing off of one another.
Comeback at the front. Rest of mates falling behind him as Heretics have dropped off into elbow, and there's no utility to stop this defuse were it to be stuck, but it's Rians instead that dons the cape again. Mini trying to make it happen. Needs a masterclass in this 1v1 where he's got his back turned. He's completely lost Woot. Has no idea where he is. Still double checking the spray. Runs out of bullets. And that might just be Gentlemates out of chances in this series.
Finally, Heretics with a massive lead and one in which they could convert from. And you look at Gentlemates, you look at the buy, it seems like it's one step too far right now. Especially when you think of the advantage in the round that they had. Kamek didn't need to sit backside. They could have easily just dipped out and waited for the support.
Guys, look. Are you ready? I'm a f***ing Spider-Man, bro. I'm spitting on them. Pew, pew, pew.
We had spells, and now we've got spider webs.
Maybe that spider earlier is what's helped him out.
Did it bite him on the forehead?
Perhaps.
Heretics, this is nothing out of the supernatural from them. We expect them to close, and as I said before, every time these two clubs have faced, it's always gone the distance. But now, something a little bit more convincing on a map which typically was always a strong part of their pool feels important. For the strength of the region as a whole, this was one of the questions that we raised about them with the shift that we've seen from stage to stage.
Problem right now for Gentlemates is that 4 of their weapons thrives at close range, right? As soon as you start to take those longer lines of sight, that's where Heretics are going to thrive. It's only really Bekaj that can live with that, right, through his Guardian.
And he's the player in position to take that first jewel on the chin. Stalwart in position, not able to get out of tower. Kamek in backside as well, playing with the stinger. Got to get up in the grill of Heretics, and when they try and do it, Benji just shuts it down immediately. Comeback trying to pounce, nearly had the pit in transition, but it's all falling apart. They know where Mini is, and Mini Boot will sit him down. 5 versus 2, no weapons to save, no money, no silver linings for Gentlemates. Heretics have them exactly where they want them. Just waiting to walk out and seize that 12th round for themselves.
That's exactly it. Last couple players looking to get it finished off right here, right now. Finally, we reach map and series point, and it's one in which you expect Heretics to convert from.
Heretics fans in the crowd waving goodbye to what could be Gentlemates' stead. in the top flight, you have to say. I mean, look, you go down 0-2 here. As I said before, there are no easy games. It just feels so difficult for them to turn this around, and there are so many positives to take from this series at the same time, not just for the players, for the squad as they're continuing to develop. The problem is you just don't have the time.
Yeah, and the worst part is as you look towards future games that potentially Gentlemates could have to play, Giant X in form, BBL as well.
It's a lineup with 4 out of the 5 players being different from when they last faced Heretics in the league back in kickoff. A new caller, a new system. The results have improved, but Heretics are a level above. First 30 seconds are spent fairly idly. Heretics just being diligent across the map, now grouping up for the short hit. Wu is the one detached from the pack.
The explosion comes through, and well, Heretics get basically all of the site for free. The showstopper even nets comeback as that spike goes down.
Immediately, everything taken away, and now Gentlemates have nothing to fall back on. There's a Cosmic Divide here from Prox, which should force Heretics to be fighting more on site, but Boo still has his molly. He can sit back and make it work.
Well, Wu tries to take a step too far here, but setting up Mini Boo, he makes it look good, and Heretics make it look easy. Whatever challenge you face them, whatever gap they have to come back from, they are ready to do it.
This is a team built on those experiences and showing it reaching new heights today. Such a professional performance, coming back from 2 really dominant defenders displays, which we saw for Gentlemates. Again, there are things that they can take away from this game and feel happy about, but at the same time, with 3 games left to settle their fate in VCT EMEA, it's not looking all too possible at this point in time, and that's just the sad reality of the situation.
Yeah, and I think as well, as the games go on and we start to see the bigger definition in it, right, is there's going to be heartbreak in this group, whether that's BBL or whether that's going to be Gentlemates or whether it's going to be Foot, right? I mean, it's going to be one of those 3 teams. I mean, I'm speaking about Foot, they've not even played yet, but like there's going to be something in this group that is going to switch things up.
There are lots of potential candidates to be really making that playoffs push, and on the road to Paris, Heretics showing what improvements they have made. The map pool going from strength to strength. We'll of course be hearing from a few of them in the post-plant not too long away from now, and that's what you really want to know. Where are their heads at? One foot in front of the other. That's how they made those comebacks happen, but they will not be losing to a team outside of their range today.
Yeah, and well, that is all from me and Hazza as we look to hear from those players over at Post Plant with Dracos and Mini.